So I want to buy an airplane. Yeah, and I did. This one. It's a Vans RV3, and it's awesome. This deal has been in the works for a long time, even back when I made the RV3 video. But anyway, it's done, and it's mine, and it's great. Allow me to introduce you to Golf Golf Romeo Victor. Yes, it has RV in the call sign. That's pretty cool. It was completed in 1983 by an AME who owned the plane right up until 2019, and then along comes me in 2023. I'm the third owner. Both the builder, the second owner, and myself all park at the same airport. They're currently flying an RV8 and an RV9. Very Vans sort of situation. The service bulletin for the wing spar was completed, making this officially an RV3A, even though it's still a tailwheel. RV3s that were completed with the redesigned wing spar are considered RV3Bs. It has a Lycoming IO320. In 2010, it received a high compression kit, bringing the horsepower up to, I'm told, 165. I'm not exactly sure about the number of horsepower, but at just about 750 pounds, it goes like snot. More on performance in a bit. It has a fixed pitch 3-blade Kato prop. So far, I like it a lot. It's fairly coarse. It chews up a lot of air. The only real issue is slowing down. Between the horsepower, light weight, and low drag, even at idle, it still pulls quite a bit. But with full flaps, it's manageable. Every landing is a full flap landing. Otherwise, airspeed wants to stay in the triple digits. Flaps and trim are manual. The harness is a 4-point from Crow. Storage space is pretty roomy, though baggage is limited to 30 pounds for weight and balance. It easily fits my sweet solo flight bag by Wearworthy. This is not a paid promotion. This is a public service announcement. This bag is fantastic. The panel is very straightforward, with a Bendix King Navcom and a Stone Age transponder. Everything else is handled by the MGL Extreme EFIS, GPS, AHRS, engine monitoring, and the usual iPad for navigation. Also a Sentry 2 for ADS-B traffic. I would love to turn this thing into an IFR panel, but for usual reasons, that's going to have to wait, which is probably a good time to thank the channel members for your continued support. Without YouTube, there's no way any of this would have happened. So thank you very much for watching, subscribing, and a very special thanks to my glorious members. Speaking of money, shall we talk about cost? That's a rhetorical question. But first, let's get this thing in the air. I have just one camera, and I don't really know how to use it very well, but I managed to get a little arse end action here. Okay, insurance. I initially had liability only. The insurance company required my first 10 hours to be dual in order to insure the hull, but since dual time was impossible, I had to get liability only. After 15 hours, piloting command obviously, they sold me hull insurance. Liability only was $250 for the year. It's now a little over $1,000 with the full hull. I rent a shared hangar about 30 minutes out of town at a small grass strip. It's about $2,000 a year. So far, I've done one annual condition inspection, and it cost me $80. That was to replace a little bit of air hose that was getting worn. I'm sure every year won't be so simple, and so I put the usual $500 annual for a simple whole build experimental fixed pitch, fixed gear. So far I've been flying primarily at 55% power, rich of peak, and that burns about 6 gallons of 100 low lead. Reserve and maintenance are estimated to be $11 and $5 an hour. This is based on a 140 knot economy cruise, which is about how fast I go for 6 gallons. Max cruise is closer to 170 knots and burns up to 10 gallons. At sea level it climbs well over 2,000 feet per minute, and by 10,000 feet it slows to about 1,000 feet per minute. At 55% power, rich of peak, I have about 4.5 hours till the tanks go dry. So with the taxi, climb out, and VFR reserves, I'm left with less than 4 hours. In that time I could cover about 550 nautical miles. Lycoming says flying at peak is fine. And maybe I'll try that to get more range, but probably not. And when you add it all up, it comes out like this. And that's about it. I hope to make some neat flying videos in the future once I get the hang of all this camera business. When that occurs, I'm going to post it on a separate channel, which I've already started. It's called Complete Flights. So far I've only posted this video there, but once I decide my flying content is good enough, I'll add it there. At least I aspire to. If that's of any interest to you, you should head over and subscribe. That way I'll know somebody's actually interested. And next week I'll pick one random subscriber from Complete Flights to choose the plane for the next cost to own video. And that's the plane. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being members. See you in the next.